the chosen one. This time you will reign. The kingdom awaits. This is not just a message. It is a spiritual prophecy. You've gone through deserts, crawled out of trenches, stood in storms without cover, and suffered seasons of solitude that seemed like heaven had halted. But this message comes to say, what's next? You're not simply surviving anymore. You are not just passing through this period. You are asserting your entire power. The kingdom you've always held in your heart is no longer far. It's unfolding. It's real. And it's summoning you to the throne. Before we go any further, stick with this message till the very end. There's a point in this film when a holy frequency activates your inner world and enlightenment strikes your soul like thunder. Please leave your warmest, most sincere wishes in the comment section below. In 777, this profound act of unity and purpose awakens global energy and indicates your willingness to accept what has been divinely allotted to you. Now choose one. I like this video. Subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and let's start with the chosen one. Your patience has not been in vain. You've been honed in the dark, tested in solitude, and polished in the woods. This is not to break you, but to prepare you. You are not seated on the throne by chance. You're being put there because it's time. The kingdom does not await someone who is just fortunate or lured. It is waiting for someone who is faithful. Someone whose heart stayed pure even as their hands became soiled. Fighting conflicts no one knew about, someone who bore weight in quiet and stayed strong while everything else sought to bring them down. That person is you. This time the crown fits. The previous season attempted to persuade you that you were worthless, vulnerable, different, or too much. But those falsehoods were only diversions intended to postpone your spiritual enlightenment. You see, you weren't meant to blend in. You were not designed to fit within their patterns. You were supposed to shatter them. The traits that formerly made you feel like an outsider are now the precise signals that show you were born royalty. You aren't merely going into power. You're assuming power. You're not here to occupy someone else's territory. You are here to reign on your own. You've borne the weight of many. And now the weight of rulership is in your hands. Not a hardship, but a reward. This rulership is not about ego or power. It's about heavenly order, clarity, and protection. It is about constructing with knowledge and leading from the heart. The kingdom that awaits you is built of more than just money and splendor. It is created with a purpose. It's constructed of legacy. It is made up of all tears. You cried every step you didn't believe you could take. You muttered every prayer with a broken voice. This moment, everything is being recognized. You are not entering as a servant. You are entering as a ruler. You are not come by request. You are coming as a response. The outcome of years of delay, rejection, and misunderstanding. You were the solution all along. But the world was not prepared. Now the atmosphere is changing. The realm is preparing space for your arrival. Doors are unlocking. Names are murmured in places you've never been to. And possibilities are following you rather than the other way around. Divine reversal is imminent. The chosen one. The kingdom is more than simply a location. It is a responsibility. And heaven confirmed. You're ready. Prepared to lead with honesty. Prepared to rule with compassion. Prepare to walk in divine knowledge. You are being referred to as higher. Not because you pushed your way up, but because you remain grounded. When it would have been simpler to flee. And this is what kings do. They do not escape the flames. They refine it. And you, my darling, have been purified. The energy surrounding you is shifting. The air itself seems infused with celestial activity. People may not notice it yet, but you can feel it in your bones. Something is unfolding. The old version of you is losing its restrictions, which you previously accepted. By clicking the super thanks button on YouTube. Together, let us share faith, hope, and love, bringing light not just into your own life, but also to others who need it the most. Your donation provides a source of inspiration and healing for many individuals. You just crossed a line in the spiritual realm. The sphere of rulership does not feel comfortable. It feels like bravery. It feels like standing alone yet never lonely. When others lead from fear, It seems like I'm leading with love. It feels like tranquility in the midst of strain. You were always meant for this. And although some may doubt your elevation, heaven has already approved it. You are not being put on a throne. Someone else vacated the number. This seat was designed just for you, with your essence and purpose in mind. It waited through generations for the one bearing your name. This isn't simply your moment. This is your mantle. And all you've been through was not only for the tale. It was for strategy. Each scar has become your scepter. Every tribulation is now your reality. Every setback has become your weapon. And now you are prepared. The kingdom expects you to alter it rather than merely celebrate it. You hold something uncommon and unshakable. You've learned to listen when others don't. You acted while others hesitated. You went on faith when there was no proof to be discovered. That is why you have this position of authority. You didn't inherit. You earned it spiritually. You struggled in the unknown. You saw behind closed doors. You showed up even if it didn't help you. And now all of it is being rewarded in public. This is the reveal, the shift, the fulfillment. Your rule will not be usual. It will be transformative. It will not just transform your life. It will transform the lives of those who are linked to you. You never rose only for yourself. You were climbing for bloodlines, for generations, for the whole atmosphere. Your voice is becoming law in regions that previously overlooked your existence. They can no longer reject your authority. And here's the secret. Power is not the starting point for ruling. It begins with alignment. You are now in alignment with your mission, identity, the skies, and time. That alliance is more powerful than any resistance. You're no longer hoping for the door. You are the door. You're no longer asking for permission. You are issuing decrees. You've moved beyond response and into revelation. That is exactly what this moment is. This is the awakening of your rulership. So don't be worried if anything seems strange. Do not doubt yourself when blessings surround you like armor. Don't withdraw when the crown seems heavy. It should be because you are carrying honor. No, not the sort that others can provide you, but the kind. Only God can trust you with this. And if you feel the pull, the confirmation, the irrefutable resonance that says, "This is me," then you are it. You are no longer on the road to the kingdom. You have arrived at the gates. And this time you will reign. You've walked through the gates. The chosen one. When you crossed across, the air altered. Something heavenly recognized you not only as a traveler or a believer, but as a king. This is not a hypothesis or an optimistic assertion. This is a spiritual reality. You've reached a world where the environment hears your voice and reality starts to react to your alignment. And now you're being given the divine blueprint. Not everyone gets this far, but you did. And now everything must submit to your authority. Your presence is prophetic. Wherever you go today, you are not just entering your establishment. There's a distinction between coming and activating. You don't just show up. You change atmospheres. You change surroundings. You impose serenity where there was commotion and direction where there was confusion. You were prepared for this in the trenches of life. You learn how to discern power in the absence of noise. You have mastered the knack of hearing whispers, overall noise, and that is why you will govern differently. The kingdom that awaiting you is not a fairy tale land. It embodies your spiritual identity. It is a prize for your perseverance, obedience, and patience. It is where purpose meets expression. And the throne is more than simply a status. It's a platform for change. Your voice now has power, not because someone told you so, but because heaven stated it and reality affirmed it in this new season. Expect respect from something that formerly opposed you. Even the things that formerly derided you will now respect you. Because rulership does not ask for respect. It gives it birth. You embody a high frequency that repels disrespect and welcomes elevation. Not everyone has access to you right now. Not because you are arrogant, but because your energy is holy. You've been sealed with fate, and only those who are compatible with your next level will stay. You are going to encounter heavenly procedure. Heaven is organizing people and resources to match the new pattern of your existence. You will no longer need to seek it. the divine order of your authority will deliver it to you. You will see that supernatural resources are pulled to you without effort. This is because when a monarch appears, the kingdom rallies around them. And your coming was proclaimed in spirit long before you noticed it in reality. Every godly monarch travels with power, but not always with clarity. But you selected one and will walk with both. You will understand who you are and why you have been sent. You won't be concerned about your value anymore. The season is over. That version of yourself, the one who questioned, hesitated, gave and received less, has retired. Rule demands accuracy. You'll say less, but your words will be more impactful. You'll show up less, but your presence will accomplish more. You will only push where you have been allotted since you are no longer a vehicle for validation. You are a channel for vision. It'll feel different. You will notice a difference in interactions. You will experience a shift in your spirit. When you go into spaces that used to feel heavy, the gravity lifts off of you. Why? Because rulers do not change according to the environment. They shift them, and you shift without trying. That is the power you now own. Quiet, commanding, rooted, untouchable. You were previously unseen to many, yet your light can no longer be ignored. Heaven kept you concealed till the appropriate moment. And now, it is now. This degree of rulership has a very holy quality. It demands humility, bravery, and spiritual fortitude. You must defend your frequency not out of fear, but out of respect. You've transformed into a walking gateway of heavenly guidance, and you can't afford to be around energy that challenges your light. The monarchy comes with new limitations, not because you've become pompous, but because you've become conscious. With knowledge comes accountability. You'll start to observe divine echoes, indications, signals, and confirmations that the path you're doing is right for your soul. You will hear familiar messages delivered in new tones. You will find your aspirations reflected in unexpected possibilities. You will encounter folks who seem like long-lost allies. This is the kingdom declaring itself via synchronicity. You are not imagining it. You're watching heaven's language in action. The chosen one. This is not a men's promotion. It is a heavenly coronation. You are being decked with insights rather than gems. You are not being handed riches alone. You are being given knowledge to increase it. You are not only getting recognition, you are getting revelation. That is what true rulership looks like. It is not loud. It's luminous. It walks in quietly, yet transforms all it touches. You will reign with strategy and gentleness, fire and elegance, power and calm. The throne you are climbing into is not decorative. It is functioning. It's time to create, decree, design, and safeguard what is holy. You are more than simply a leader of people. You are the monarch of kingdoms. That implies your instruction is now echoing in realms beyond our sight. There is no need to justify your new viewpoint. It'll speak for itself. You've spent years attempting to explain yourself to people who haven't heard your frequency. Now your fruits will do the talking. Your life will be a message. Your article will speak louder than your previous work ever could. And people who previously discarded you will be watching your ascent, whether with bitterness or revelation. This time, you will govern without apologizing, shrinking, or uncertainty. You'll govern because you were meant to. Because your spirit has advanced from survival to sovereignty. Because the interview has finally caught up to the destiny that was written for you. No more delays, no more diversions. The kingdom awaits. You are no longer awaiting your moment. The chosen one. You've become the moment. The change you've been praying for is no longer remote or out of reach. It is in your breath. It's in your footsteps. It's in the pause between each pulse. The crown does not rest on your head due to luck. It is there because you were selected, crafted, and proved. And now, all of creation must acknowledge what heaven has already ordained. This time you will reign. Rulership does not often begin with thunderous acclaim. Often, it starts with modest awakenings. The lingering impression that you are no longer who you were. The locations that once accepted, you can no longer withstand your frequency. People who had previously neglected you become aware of your presence before you speak. The possibilities that you formerly passed up are now circling back with respect. Why? Because being anointed to reign alters everything. Your silence now has power. Your quietness conveys authority. You're not coming up to prove anything. You are showing up to align, establish, and fulfill. You're the missing piece, the long-awaited key that allows mobility in blocked locations. When you talk, praying causes dimensions to alter. Angels move as you slumber. Even it becomes holy since heaven now looks after your repair. You are no longer moving up the ladder of purpose. You are seated at the table of divine strategy. This is not about impressing people. It's all about putting your natural abilities to use. There is no competition in the kingdom. There is only calling. And your calling has been rekindled like never before. Not with hype, but with holy fire. As you advance toward rulership, you will experience a heavenly separation from past patterns. What once piqued your interest may have become tedious. What used to injure you can no longer touch you. The same triggers that once pierced your soul now bounce like shadows on steel. This isn't emotional numbness. This demonstrates spiritual development. You have upgraded. You've been strengthened. This is the ruler's armor. People will start asking you, how did you do it? How did you rise? However, they will not comprehend what you had to go through in quiet. They will not see the nights when you sobbed and awoke strong. They will not sense the loneliness that inspired your discernment. But they will see the fruit. And your life will serve as an unexpected preaching. The kingdom awaits, not just your presence. It is awaiting your execution. Your rule is not decorative. It is functioning. There are blueprints in your stomach and visions in your vault. Ideas that are not just excellent. They are wonderful. You are not just intended to obtain downloads from above. You're supposed to make breakthroughs here below. Businesses, movements, and even miracles are concealed inside your obedience. The instant you completely enter your seat, the universe starts to reorganize itself around your design. Understand this. A monarch does not seek permission to travel inside their jurisdiction. You do not need external validation for internal confirmation. You're not seeking to be chosen. You have already been placed. And that heavenly positioning entails accountability. You are now a steward, builder, a leader. Your words will shape countries. Your selections will alter fates. The crown may seem weighty, but that is only because it represents heritage. You are not constructing for just today. You're preparing for what comes after you. This kingdom is not ruled by a single monarch. Many people find it to be a transformative environment. And your life is the beacon that leads them home. That's why you had to go through so much. That's why the voyage seemed difficult. Because what is emerging from inside you is not ordinary. It's monumental. And certainly, some people will continue to regard you as the version of yourself that no longer exists. But do not worry. The new you does not need to persuade anybody. The light you bring will either lure people in or make them uncomfortable. Either way, keep shining. Keep standing. Continue speaking from the throne inside you. Your rulership is not about dominance. It is about heavenly orchestration. You are entering a season in which responses will flow easily. Not because you figured everything out, but because you gave up everything that impeded the flow. You are entering into a rhythm with the holy. No longer compelled. No more striving. Simply aligned. Here is where preference becomes natural. This is where doors open without a knock. This is where the kingdom listens to your voice.